Record Festival. So it's coming up September the 20th, right?
Yeah, in Towson.
The Collective Minds.
In Towson, correct?
In Towson, right.
Got you.
It's actually called the African American Heritage Festival.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
So that is solid. That is solid. It's going to happen right after Port Covington.
That's great. So that means that house music all night long for real.
For real.
Yeah, for a couple of months now. But
Yeah,
that's a great thing. That's a great thing because, that's part of our Black heritage.
Yeah.
And seeing this though somebody's trying to erase our Black heritage, let me just say.
We've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad to be here today. And all the listeners, if you checked in on Facebook, hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for all the shouts up on Facebook and stuff. I got you.
Yeah, and also what I would like to I'd like to thank you guys for because I know you've been looking at my post that I have on my Facebook page talking about the NEA and the importance of saving the NEA. If you want to hear us, we have, as far as like the radio is concerned, they're trying to stifle what we're saying to you guys. They're trying to stifle the music that we're giving to you. And they're also trying to ban books. So if we ban the books and people don't know what's going on, how are you going to, you can repeat your history if your history isn't out there. So it's extremely important that you don't have to give any money or anything, just sign up on the, click the link.
On your page?
Yeah, on my page, and, call your congressman, send an email to your congressman, all of the lawmakers, let them know that arts are necessary. Make sure, if you want to hear the Thommy Davis Show over and over and over again, even the repeats, because I know y'all love us, make sure that you sign, that petition. We need to keep what we have. Stop trying to get rid of our heritage. We know we're great people. We need the people after us to know that we're great people.
Word.
Yeah.
I'm watching how they are really going against Trump.
Yeah.
I'm not really worrying about it. You and I both have a magnificent father. He's not.
Yeah.
They're only going to let us go so far.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, everybody say, "Come on, let's pray." But they forget about the work part. Prayer works. You have to put your work in. So if you're not willing to put the work in, you're willing to fall for anything. That's all I'm saying. And I said it. That's right. Hate mail comes to me.
I've been to 3 protests. Let me tell you, I was a freckle. In a snowstorm.
For some reason, I keep missing them. I gotta stay. Because I don't really do social media as much as I should.
I'll think all 3 of them on 2 hands off, and the one at City Hall.
Oh yeah, I was working on the one on City Hall. I just work too much. Maybe that's what the problem is. But
that's always been your problem.
But I'm doing good work.
That's my problem.
Yeah, we're doing good work. So hey, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it. And everybody didn't march with Martin. There were some people in the background, doing their thing, getting all the paperwork together. That's all.
Yeah. So I can't wait for this. I've been waiting for this show for so many.
Forever. So, without further ado, we have Mr. Black Wall Street in the building. We have Mr. Bmore News Network in the building. We have
the voice of Baltimore.
The voice of Baltimore in the building. He has taken over the airways on WEAA. The one and only Doni Glover.
Yay. Calm down, y'all. Calm down.
No autographs, please. No autographs.
Sir, it is such an honor to have you here.
Yes.
Come in. I know your schedule is busy for you to come in here, and she kidnapped me.
Yeah, you might have to put your mic up a little more.
Tracy.
Yeah. Give me a second. I'll come over.
Hello.
I'm gonna help you out.
So while Tracy's doing what she's doing, look, this gentleman. I did some research on you, but I didn't know you was a McNair, man. I'm a McNair.
Get out.
Yeah.
Ronald E. McNair.
Yeah, yo. I mean, I had no. So the trick with the microphone is to be right where it's blocking your mouth, up higher, Tracy.
Okay.
There you.
Testing.
It's good. You sound like me in your headphones.
No.
Then all right, then she got it wrong. Tracy, try to.
I'll move up the rope.
Testing.
No, she might have you turned down.
When I heard them, I felt he sounds same, but I could hear not clear.
But he got a radio voice. He should be sounding like me.
Say that again.
Testing.
Yeah, you still sound far away.
What's his line?
I got him all the way up. I turned me down.
One down.
Oh yeah.
Testing. Is that a little better?
I didn't hear. Say it again.
No.
Testing.
No, you still feel. You sound hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a deep voice.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Maybe that. I mean,
No, it has to be directly in front.
So talk now.
Testing.
Something's wrong. Hey, switch mics.
Yeah, I might have to put you on it.
Because it's a lot of shows that go ahead. For our listeners, it's a lot of shows that goes on during the week. So when we come in here, we always have to figure it out.
How do I say?
You sound fancy.
Thanks to yes, the mic.
Untie that microphone trick. Understand? So
Just give me.
it's hooked underneath that metal thing.
Yeah.
It's a live mic. You got it live?
No. That one's not live. This one is.
It is live. I can hear it.
Oh no. Okay.
No.
This is the first one. The first one is turned down.
All right. I shouldn't hear that.
Let me see.
Oh, you got it real too loud.
Testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's that mic. Okay, can you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thanks. All right.
You want to cut that one down?
I cut it off.
Yeah. There we go.
No, she cut you down.
No, he's still up. I turned that off, but I hear something hollow.
Testing.
No, he was great a minute ago.
What'd you do, Tracy?
There you go.
Yeah, don't touch it. Step away.
Just
Step
leave
away.
it. Just leave it alone.
Take your hands away.
Y'all don't hear that stuff?
Take your
It's probably over here. Don't do it. Don't do nothing.
Okay, all right. No, I was trying to give her this snack.
Don't touch nothing, Tracy.
No, I gotta turn me up.
Okay.
I'm trying to give her the static though. It's probably that monitor behind me.
I cut it off.
Okay. All right, now, yeah, it went down. Yeah, we got it now. All right.
So man, I went and your accolades was almost 2 pages. Awards for this, and I mean, man, it's like I thought, I mean, you are the voice. Well, you got so many awards from Dunbar, from basketball, from other organizations, and you're McNair. And for those people that don't know McNair, it's a Excel honor program for a PhD. So I also did the same program at Coppin. And then I went to Morgan and did my research studies, for McNair.
Oh, yeah, T.J. Bryant.
What was it? Well, this was 2007.
Ron Collins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got all the way down, and then they said, okay, you know what, now for this extra fee, I said, it's going to cost you this kind of money. I was like, we got that. And I got hired immediately when I hit the streets because I had double majors, and I won a national award nationally. Stat a 4.0 all 4 years.
Get out.
Double majors. And it was like, okay, we hired you. And I just said, well, I'm going to let it go. So tell us, how did it happen? I mean, I know you went to Morehouse and everything.
Yeah, the genius of Mr. Glover.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kind.
No, it's the truth.
To God be the glory.
You have the paperwork to show it. I'm sorry, as the young people say, you got the receipts and some more. You got one of those long CVS receipts, but it keeps going and going and going and going.
Oh, you can't rest on yesterday's law.
You're right about that.
What you did back in 2007 is irrelevant.
It's not.
What you did last year is irrelevant.
That's true.
If you don't build on it today.
That's very true.
Tell them. I mean, one of the things that we like about this show is that we try to help other people that actually don't get a chance to see the positive people that's doing things out there, and their images are left to mass media and stuff like that. And that's really not, I'm not putting it down. It's just that they need to see a wide spectrum of anybody that instead of what's being portrayed on the mass media for entertainment. So your whole journey is just incredible, man. I've been to one of your back Wall Street. I went with Tracy, and I didn't know some of these people. I was fascinated. Can you tell us how that even came about?
Well, the award started. So BmoreNews.com.
Yeah.
That's my flag. That's my flagship. Started in 2002, and I knew back in 2002. I don't know if I think MySpace was still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. In 2002, yes, it was.
But I knew back then that we had to do more. What you
So
know?
that's the microphone. That's Tommy's microphone.
It's this microphone.
Yeah.
I knew back in 2002 I needed to do more than just have a website. We had to have a presence in the community.
Okay.
So www.bmorenews.com. That means nothing if we're not in the community. So we've always had these business networking events. Something you can, I could promote.
Mhm.
At that point, it was website and email.
Right.
I was doing a radio show at Radio One. Actually, it was the longest running customized show at Radio One in the country, 21 years.
Wow.
But in that time, these events became something that just made sense. Even today, you got to do things in the community.
And
Business networking. I didn't want to do parties. You had people like Finney and, Ezekiel, other people, others, they did parties. I don't promote that. I promote business networking events specifically.
mm-hmm.
I don't think we need any help promoting parties. I think we promote parties in our sleep without even trying. Like boots on the ground. I'd like to see some boots on the ground going to the library.
Yeah.
We don't need any help partying. I think they got a little 3-year-old little girl out there doing boots on the ground. We need help going to the library, graduating, becoming gainfully employed, starting businesses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do. And I mean, we got one of the few libraries left downtown, a real library where it has all the books. Now libraries are kind of all digital. You know what I mean? A small section of books. A lot of people don't realize we're going to lose that. Well,
Yeah.
Morgan State University has a phenomenal library. How many students actually know it, and how many students actually use it?
That's it.
Might be a huge difference.
Yeah.
Our elders have put it there for us,
mm-hmm.
but we got to use it.
Well, you and I know we had to. And again, you have to do a lot of research. You have to cite. You have to do a whole bunch of stuff. You need to do MLA, and you need to know all these things that takes the library. You can't get everything off the net.
I thank God for Coppin and the Ronald E. McNair program. After starting at Morehouse 10 years prior, a decade later, I went back to school. But the Ronald E. McNair Post-Baccalaureate Achievement Program was a challenge for me. So I grew up down the street from Coppin, Moreland and Baker.
Right.
And I went to nursery school farther away. You could not tell me in a million years I would end up at Coppin. Never, ever, 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 ever. You would never, you know what I mean? I like to travel.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So when I got to Coppin, the McNair program provided me with that challenge that I needed. Because I get bored quickly. But McNair, they forced us, and we had T.J. Bryant. That was before Ron Cowell.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one who brought it to the school. Phenomenal academician who insisted excellence on all of her students. You got a full scholarship, but baby, you're going to work for it.
Oh, yeah.
If you come out of McNair, you pretty much have half of a master's degree.
Yeah, you do.
Because she's going to push you and push. She's going to push you beyond your limits. And some of us I needed that. I needed that challenge.
I definitely, I mean, I felt the same way. And I went back like you did. I went back to school, and I was sitting with 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and I said, you know what? And the thought in mature retention is that we can't keep up. And I proved them wrong. I was like, no, actually,
It's not true.
it's right. I proved them wrong.
It's not true.
But I think that's what the problem is. A lot of people don't realize that people learn different ways. And if you push people, the ones that you think are, lackluster, they are the ones that will excel. Because a lot of people act like that because they're bored.
Yeah. Well, it takes a drive. It takes you. I mean, to be a McNair, you have to focus. You really, it's just that challenge, and it's not dumbing it down. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to equal to any of an Ivy League school because you're going to represent them.
Yeah.
So they don't cut corners. Everything is excelled up. Everything is like, okay, you need these point grades, and you got this extracurricular stuff. And it was really pushy.
Can I ask you guys this one question? I'm sorry, I stepped away from the mic. Do you think that's what's missing in the educational system today?
Starts at home.
Okay.
I would bet, Thommy, that you knew you were going to college before you left your parents' house.
Yeah, they told me. They made sure.
There was no question. There was no question in my mind that I was going to college.
Yeah.
Ever.
I pushed away from it. I didn't want to go to college.
Okay.
And then my parents were like, "Well, you're getting out of here."
Well, see, that's what Doni Glover started saying when I was 14 years old. College, military, or work. But at 18,
yeah,
you're leaving.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard parents today say, "Oh, that's cruel."
Yeah.
And I say to myself, what kind of softies are you raising?
That's a rite of passage.
Then you got 35 and 45-year-olds sleeping on your sofa in your basement. Lily Glover said at 18, you are leaving.
Oh, right.
I put enough in you. I know this because I'm the chef. I put enough in you that at 18, you'll be just fine.
Wow. I came from both my parents were graduates from Morgan. So I was out of all the siblings. To me, it was a commitment. It's like one of us need to carry on what you did. They went to Morgan in the 50s. And I was like, okay, I got it, one of them. So that's when I went back. I said, you know what? It's all a waste. You know what I mean? It's like, it's part of my history. If they came from college, then one of us need to go out and follow suit. And that's what kind of pushed me.
Right.
But so please tell us about now you formed a fraternity, like, right? Or wait a minute, what's the name?
The Black Wall Street Award?
No, before that.
We did our research.
It's several chapters. You know what? It's like an alpha something, omega.
I never pledged.
No, not Greek. Your own.
You didn't form a group or,
I've been a part of
I might have been groups.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. A couple of groups that you formed.
Well, while we doing that, let's talk about your book.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Working
on the 4th one now. First one is Unapologetically Black.
Yeah, right.
Good
right.
read.
Autobiographical in nature. I wrote that in 2015. It came out in the middle of Freddie Gray.
Wow.
The second book was I Am Black Wall Street that came out in 2021. That was the 100th commemoration year for the destruction of Tulsa's Black Wall Street.
Okay.
And then last summer, I released Journalpreneur. Took journalism and entrepreneur and blended them. Journalpreneur.
Wow.
So let me ask you this
Wait
question.
a minute. Where can people go get these?
Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Doni Glover. Doni Glover. On Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Because I noticed you got some awards for Unapologetically Black. A lot.
Well, we got some awards. Not necessarily. I'm not sure if I got anything necessarily because of the book, but I've been recognized. And that's why I enjoy recognizing others, because there's nothing like when people give you your flowers.
That's true. That's true.
You know, when I first started my business, I went to my dad, God rest his soul. I said, Daddy, I ain't getting no business. He was the film director, mortician.
Okay.
He said, son, you got to beat your drum. I go back to him a couple weeks later. I said, Daddy, I've been beating my drum, but I ain't getting no business. He said, you have to beat your drum harder. Marshall Jews would say it like this: you got to tell him, you got to tell him, and you got to tell him again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
McDonald's advertise, they advertise consistently.
Yep.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And you know what that is? That's that just marketing from so many different angles. Marketing.
Yep.
You have to consistently market Power 410. Thank God for Power 410. Thank God for Black media.
Yeah, yeah.
Without Black media, our story doesn't get told.
That's true.
That's what they taught me in Coppin. Ron Nichols. He showed us the film called The Birth of a Nation
No.
by D.W. Griffith. It was the first feature film in the United States. And the White House would show it to foreigners who visited the White House to show them, see, this is how we treat Black people. So they had all kinds of stereotypes: big lips, big eyes, scared of one's own shadow, massa, we sick, all of that crazy foolishness.
Yep. I can't even watch that movie. I mean,
It's disgusting, but it's a reminder to us
Yeah.
why we do Black media. Every night you go home and turn on the news, somebody else from another community is determining what gets filtered to us.
That's true.
And it's not getting better.
It's sickening,
Right. It's not.
because we need more of us with Black media, and we need more of us over there in their camp too. Some of us have sold out.
A lot of us have said that. Let's keep it real. A lot of us.
For not a lot.
Yeah.
Some have money and still insist on going to the White House right now.
Yeah.
I've been there 60 times. This is no season.
Yep.
Unless you have a specific mission, we cannot be used by this person occupying 1600.
Not that you're going to buy a Tesla.
Mhm.
On the lawn.
This is very serious.
It's real.
They're repealing so many different things that disaffect our lives, and so many other groups stand on our shoulders.
Yeah. That's exactly why that's why the Latino people were like, Black people, come help us out. You should have helped yourself from the beginning.
Sisters said after that last election, don't nobody come over here asking us for nothing.
Good.
That's what the sister said. Sister said, don't ask me to support nothing, and I'm with her.
You did it to yourself. You know, funny, like our parents used to say, you made your bed, now you lay in it.
Yeah. Now they're getting snatched up all over the place. But sadly, you know, some of those anxious people from another race, they just locked up Ross Baraka, mayor of Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, I saw that.
How do you lock up a mayor of a major American city?
Or a judge.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that judge, the black lady judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't fall in line.
So these are times that try our faith, and we just have to stick together, stay in connection with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and be ready to move when it's time to move. Stay alert.
Right.
What a lot of people don't realize is they started their work back in Reaganomics.
If not sooner.
And now think about when we started our work.
We've had a different path.
Yeah, this is true.
We've had obstacles, trauma,
Mm-hmm.
challenges.
But the point is to stick and stay together. Don't give up.
Yeah, we have. We've done well. Just the fact in that last election, 90% of us went with Kamala.
Yeah, that's true. But there was 91 million.
There were some clowns.
Yeah, that was 91 million that didn't either register to vote or vote at all. That's what I was saying.
And we have to understand that apathy too.
Mm-hmm. You got to register.
Yeah, a lot of people are apathetic. A lot of people have voted and see no real purpose in it. I mean, this is not a democracy, is it? It's a republic. In a democracy, majority wins. In a republic, you have the semblance of the majority winning. But truth be told, the Electoral College
You better freeze for that.
changes it from being a democracy. The Electoral College means a few people from each state determine who wins the presidency.
I still don't understand why there's still why there still is electoral college because you can be heard now.
It would admit to white society that they were wrong.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
that their purpose for the Electoral College, which was to even things out with slavery.
Exactly. That part.
That it would be to admit, again, how racist and slimy a lot of people are.
Yeah. That's true. Red line. That's what the electoral college is. It's nothing but a big red line.
See, we live around some people who come from a point of scarcity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you're a child of God, you come from a universe, a galaxy of unlimited potential.
Yep.
That's what we know.
Mm-hmm.
We recognize our power.
Even when you look at our belief in God. You don't want me to get deep on that, Tom.
You right down the road. Go ahead. This is what this show is for.
The
I
original.
need you to. That's why I said it's a conversation. Say what you want to say.
I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
This might hurt some people's feelings.
Hey.
I do it all.
But everything with monotheism, that includes Christianity, Judaism, Islam, all started where? In Africa.
That's true.
Monotheism, one God.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The original Trinity was the Father, the Mother, and the child.
Yep.
If you notice, when the Europeans got hold to the Trinity, they took the woman out.
Yep.
Why you do that? Boom, boom. How can you take...
That's how you break the system.
How do you take the woman out of life? She is the vessel of reproduction. Only a misogynistic mindset could imagine a world without women.
You turned it down.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything to it.
I hit it.
Yeah.
Test 1, 2. No. Go. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Your mic just, it sounds like the buzzing keeps going louder and louder. That's usually the problem is.
I'm yelling in it just to be heard.
Oh, no, we can hear you. It's your earphones.
No?
Yeah, you're loud.
Listen. Here, change your earphones, Bert. You are loud.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, with yesterday being Mother's Day,
Uh-huh.
Tommy, there are countless black women out here who are dealing with, and I hear it, I'm telling you, dealing with microaggressions against them in the workplace by white women.
That's true. Because people don't realize that this DEI thing that everybody's afraid of actually benefited 17% more with white women than it was with black women. But the thing is, everybody's running around like DEI, DEI, DEI. It had nothing to do with being black and white, but it has everything to do with the black system and making sure the white people, meaning the men and the women, could rise up a little more. But then they started to realize that some white women are being a little more powerful than what their husbands were. So they started knocking them down. I'm just saying.
But they still voted for 47.
Yeah, because they got to
women,
do with their men, with their husbands.
They could have voted another way in that voting booth.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't see it coming. Come on. They
saw it coming.
They saw it coming. They saw their abortion rights. They saw everything going. And now they're saying, hey, we want you to stay at home. It's like, you know what?
It was about
they
the
voted
money.
for that. They allowed that to happen.
They asked for it.
Yeah, they did.
They asked for it.
That sounds like somebody in an abusive relationship is scared to get out. Patty Hearst syndrome, Stockholm syndrome, where you take on the mindset of the captor, the kidnapper. Now, you mentioned DEI.
Mm-hmm.
Are we practicing DEI in the black community?
Some of us are. I can't lie.
I mean, we got more black elected officials than ever before. We got black elected officials in Maryland and Baltimore up to yin yang.
Yeah.
Are we making progress with all of these African Americans now in the legislature?
Like I said,
Or do we have some brown skinned gatekeepers now?
yeah, that's what I said. And the way we are, because a lot of those gatekeepers did come out during the election, and they were fighting against the black woman. But the thing is, everybody keeps saying we didn't want a black woman as the head. Hillary Clinton showed that we don't want a woman. Well, not everybody.
White America.
Yeah, they don't want a woman in office, period. Not at that position. Because it's supposed to be an older white woman. It can't be anything more. And when Barack Obama went in and changed the narrative, that's when all hell broke loose. I'm sorry.
Well, that's where they came back after 8 years of Obama, and I'm talking about the ignorant white people. You got good white people out here, but more of them have to step up and stand for something.
Yes.
But you know, they came up for Obama.
Yeah, they did.
They came. I mean, actually, they thought that they was. You know, they do an excellent job of just saying, I'm aiming at the black people. But really, like the DEI situation, we was like last on the totem pole. It was women, then Indians, Asians. There was a whole bunch of people that it really affected beyond us. But they knew that if we say we try to aim it at the black man, they will go for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that's just a blatant undercurrent of racism that's in every race, including ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't want her to win. I mean, I've heard people say it right to my face, like, no, I didn't think she deserved it.
Because of the presentation. Number one, Biden handicapped her, handcuffed her by taking his good, sweet time getting out of the race.
Yeah.
He handicapped her.
Yeah.
There was a cap on her. By the time she got in the race, he's already handcuffed her.
Yeah.
She wasn't elected, remember.
Right.
She was selected.
Right.
She didn't go through the convention process. They didn't vote for her to be there.
No.
She was chosen.
Yeah.
So you've taken an unproven weapon in the war.
Yeah. And she had less than 100 days.
Yeah, she was set up.
She did well.
She did well for that 100 days.
She had some massive blunders, including not ensuring that those campaign dollars got to black people who work on campaigns.
And you said, you opened the door. What are you saying?
That a lot of times there are Democratic elected officials who want to make headway in the black community, but they either don't pay black people or they pay a white boy who don't know what he's doing to come to the black community and tell me and you who to vote for.
Well, that's what Elon Musk did to a lot of people when he was giving out that $1 million a week to come out and vote for Donald Trump.
And why isn't he locked up somewhere? Did he do a Heil Hitler on national TV in America?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Why is he still standing?
You can't write this stuff, man.
That's
It's like watching Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And where was there Jewish outrage?
No.
You didn't say anything?
Because of the Gaza situation. They're being careful.
Oh, well, that was another thing. Kamala didn't touch the Gaza Strip during the campaign, did she?
No.
No, she didn't.
No.
How you not going to touch it? It's the hotbed issue across the country. People were against it.
That's true.
Still.
Massive protests. So when you ignore that, you're going to have problems.
That's true.
And then there was the thing about her race. I thought she was black. They say in America you got one drop of black blood, but then I don't get the people who spent all of that time proving what her race is. She pledged to a black sorority. She went to an HBCU. What is our definition of blackness? Now, here's a bad part. Keeping it 100. Her job. What was her job in California?
Yeah, she was a lawyer.
Her job was locking up black
people. Yeah. But at the same time, she did start a whole bunch of programs to help. People.
But with Attorney General being your last post,
yeah,
she needed a non-Attorney General post like governor.
Yeah.
To show that she can do more than just lock up black people.
But they're pushing her to be governor now of California.
I would imagine so.
But, this is after the fact.
So wait a minute. So you're saying, like in Baltimore, we have people that have to get to a certain position and then they have to kind of go with the flow and not do what in order to stay in position. Because if you ruffle feathers, you won't be in the position you're in.
You may not want me talking about Baltimore in this show.
Okay, then don't do that.
I don't want to get too real for you. I will ask you this: how you like your gas and electric bill?
You went there, right?
But that was a Stephanie Rollins Blake thing. They paused.
This
You start her.
she might have entertained conversations, but this was this administration.
Well, this is the thing with that because I used to work for the city and I've seen a lot of things that I used to be under DPW and with the water system and all that other type of stuff. I was privy to a lot of stuff because I was working not only for DPW but also I was doing graphics for City Hall. And I did see something where Stephanie Rollins petitioned Gas and Electric, Baltimore Gas and Electric to hold the rates until a certain amount of time. So she actually thought that she was going to be the mayor until now and then move up to the governorship. So I did see papers where she paused it and when it unpaused, that means that, she gave them the okay to give everybody the full effect instead of, kind of graduating up to like the rates right now. She gave them the okay to pause it. But this administration could do something about it. I'm just saying.
I know. I appreciate that you walked that line because I do a lot of stuff with the city, and it's just what over the years I realized that yes, it's a lot of people in power in Maryland, but they're afraid when they find out that they don't want to be the ones to lose their job or be affected by helping a black organization.
Yeah.
So they only go so far. You know what I mean? Then they say,
well, it's the damn shame. What's the point of you being empowered then?
You got to feed you got a kid.
Don't they go get a job at UPS somewhere?
You got to feed that ego.
Well, that's different.
That's what that is. You got to feed that ego.
Oh, at my expense? At the people's expense?
At anybody's expense.
Oh, you're a problem. You don't need to be working in public service. That's not public service. That's self-service.
That's true, but look at some of the people that we put in position.
I got to keep holding her back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got to keep the she'll go, and I have to put duct tape. I have duct tape on the floor right here.
That's the
Tracy.
Well, this is. I want to say this, and this is it. Like I said before, I used to work for the city, and I was in the admin office, and my manager at that time, when I saw the way that they spent money, and she lives in Baltimore County, I was like, you know what? I work for the city, and I'm offended by the way that you're spending my money. These are my taxes.
She lives in the county. She didn't care. Was she black?
Yes, she
and
was.
This is my point.
Yes, she was.
This is my point. Mm-hmm. We are better off. We could be better off than we are if it weren't for spineless and selfish black people
that part
who get a position and act like they don't remember any of the things they were taught in school, like, I don't know, too much is given, much is required.
Stephanie Rollins Blake.
Tracy. She will get all sentiments and comments on the sort do not reflect the power of woman. They are private sentiments of Shady McGrady.
Shady McGrady, yeah.
Look, I love. You're uncensored. You can say what you want, but Tracy,
I know. I gotta. Yeah, I can't. I'm turning my mic on.
Yeah, really. But I mean, some of the things you're saying, these need to be said, and it's been quietly. People are not saying those things. They're just not. Even though they control the vote, like, you know what? You don't like what someone's doing? Don't vote.
Many of us don't know what we believe.
Exactly.
Did you see this thing about the Pope?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's black. Now, here's the real question. Why are we just getting a black Pope? If Christianity, as we said earlier, mm-hmm. and all of these other monotheistic religions, one God, if all of them started in Africa, then how you come up with white popes? Can anybody explain that?
That's a long story, man. That's a long story of civilization and
Seems like they missing something, don't it? It's all cream, no coffee.
Well, all I can say is
Tracy.
reading is fundamental.
Oh. So you're opening her up. And
don't believe every. And listen, the Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved unto God." Where's the oldest Bible in the world?
It's in the Catholic Church.
The one I know of is in Ethiopia.
Yeah,
you talking about scrolls?
The Ethiopian
Bible.
It has an Ethiopian Bible.
The Greek Bible, the Roman, those are translations.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially King.
Probably done by some white guys.
Exactly.
You realize that the King James Version has 140 books missing, and the majority, all of them are the women's books. But I'm not gonna say that.
You can say that. Just don't stay out of Baltimore stuff.
And also with and also if you go to DC, one of the Smithsonian's, they actually have a copy of the Ethiopian Bible, but at least 140 pages are missing. They tore the pages up.
So what I'm saying is, if we're gonna study, and this is for our bishops and our reverend doctors, all of these accomplished seminary scholars, if they ain't been to Ethiopia and seen the Ethiopian Bible, if they haven't even learned a smidgen of Amadic, then all they're reading is a copy of a copy of a copy. Yes. The original, in Amharic, they go from right to left, like many languages in the East. We are so westernized, we don't even understand.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But don't be blind to the truth. Like when you go to Egypt, and you notice the noses are missing off of these beautiful, statues.
Let them, Tracy, let them go.
They knocked their noses off because they were black.
No argument, none.
And other people want to insert themselves, like Ptolemy. I think he was the first white Egyptian pharaoh. We don't understand how beautiful, how historic, how much legacy we have, that people want to come and steal. I mean, look at the black woman in America today. Despite where she is, white women want to look like her.
This is true. Kentucky is here.
Tracy.
They fatten their lips.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Kylie Jenner.
They shoot needles in their butts. They want to look like the black woman. They get tan. They go in tanning salons.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, my brother. If you had to dissect racism, why do you think? And it's not just in America. This is globally. To me, I would think that we are kings, and they know it, and they're going to globally try to stop for there being a recognition that everything began, like you said. So people think it's what they think you lazy. It's like no. They know exactly.
It's fear.
They give
it's fear and it's low self-esteem.
Hello. So you agree?
You've seen people in our community with low self-esteem, and we act out in many different ways. Like the guy who couldn't get a girl in high school, but now he's 30, 40. He might be slinging. And so he can give girls money because of that, not because of his looks or his personality, but simply because he can buy it now.
Yep.
Low self-esteem.
Save a black planet.
So, there's a lot of fear, and people who come from the mindset of scarcity. Like there's not enough water for everybody. Like there's not enough air. These idiots are digging up samples of the moon. Who does that? Yeah, I would go to the moon. I don't want to take any samples and grow any moon weed or anything.
Exactly.
Leave the moon at the moon.
Exactly. Leave it alone.
Who does that but somebody who realizes they have thoroughly contaminated this planet
That part.
and want to now take their dirty roaches to the moon?
Elon Musk. That's why he's having so many kids.
Who himself, do we know the history of Elon Musk and the Dutch Boers who went to South Africa and caused those powerful descendants of Shaka Zulu to live on a swampland.
Exactly. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, do y'all research on this man.
He made a Tesla.
Yeah.
Got black people in Teslas.
Well, that's the thing. He never
Do
made,
we really realize what we're doing?
he didn't make Tesla. Everybody thinks that he made Tesla. He just bought the majority of the stock. And the reason why he bought the majority of the stocks because PayPal kicked him out.
I got
he
you.
was
I got
bankrupting
you.
PayPal.
Why would I want anything associated with a racist like him?
Exactly. People in the back. Y'all hear that?
So, just to go back on track, you also have Black Wall Street in more than one state.
9 cities.
9 cities.
So let me just say, I don't own Black Wall Street. Nobody does.
No, okay, I got it.
In 2011, I started learning about Tulsa's Black Wall Street.
Okay.
And I was so excited about that story, about the history. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. Everybody knows about Tulsa. So I wrote that book. And the question was, where did those people come from? I needed something different. You know, McNair scholars.
Yeah.
I had to figure out what could I write that wasn't already known. And you know what I found? That the first people in Oklahoma went in 1843 from Florida, led by a black man on the Trail of Tears. His name was Chief John Ors. He was a black Indian. And he, along with other blacks, fought alongside the Seminoles, all of whom were chased down into Florida. They fought against the likes of Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, $20 bill, he wanted to put blacks in chains and put the Indians on reservations. So those people, under Chief John Ors in the Second Seminole War, fought to a truce.
Uh-huh.
And they said, okay, put your guns down. We'll give you Oklahoma. And they went to Oklahoma. Except they got up there and realized the same people were trying to enslave them. And so Chief John Ors then led 200 black families. These were not slaves. These were soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, we got to know our history and know when white America is conning us. They were not slaves on... I'm not saying there weren't slaves on the Trail of Tears, but this group, they were soldiers. Mm-hmm. And they went all the way to Oklahoma, didn't like it, and Chief John Ors then led them through Texas to Mexico. So here's an important fact. While everybody knows Tulsa's Black Wall Street was an independent black town, Oklahoma actually had 70 to 80 black towns. Oklahoma had 70 to 80 black towns. Stop playing with it. He was doing good.
No, she don't like that little fuzz in
The fuzzy.
Okay, stop touching it. Leave it alone. Move your hands away.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah, step away. Step away from the keyboard. So after they...
I was trying to figure out where it came from because all of a sudden it's something to say.
Am I boring you?
No.
They left Oklahoma, went through Texas. Now I told you how many towns, black towns in Oklahoma? 70 to 80.
Mm-hmm.
He was creating black towns all along the way. Consequently, there are 500. There have been as many as 500 independent black towns in East Texas alone. But Chief John Ors went through Texas to Mexico, and his soldiers were became border patrol for the country of Mexico.
Mm-hmm. I'm learning. You're teaching me a whole bunch of stuff.
But so much black history in Florida. Did you have... Let me ask you, Tracy, were there ever black pirates?
Yes, there were.
One in the most famous that I've heard of was down in Biscayne Bay. People down in Florida know that's Miami. His name was Black Caesar. Look him up.
Yeah.
Look him up. Don't take my word for it. Don't buy my book, I Am Black Wall Street. Black Caesar. He was a pirate. He had about 6-7 million.
Yep.
And when they hung him down in Virginia. So he would probably have been the first black millionaire in America.
Yep.
Y'all hear that on Facebook? People that they are in the chat saying, wow, they're agreeing with you.
Look, and the same people in radio world and radio land. I'm telling you, pick up a book. Pick up a book. They're taking them away. Pick up the books and read.
So you're a wise man. You have a solution for what happens when they take us out of the schools. I mean, to me, it seems like we got enough millionaires.
Our
Right? Do our own
ancestors have
schools.
shown us
Teach ourselves.
we can do for ourselves.
Amen.
What do you need this slime bag for? Do you want your children hanging out with drug addicts, murderers, killers?
Oh.
Pedophiles.
Preferably. No, I want my children hanging out with the best and brightest and smart and good people.
Right?
That's gonna be a big deal.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We just have to have a smidgen of the courage of a Harriet Tubman. They did the hard work. What are we crying about? We got Corvettes.
Ooh.
We got Aston Martins. We got Range Rovers.
Think about it. Think about it.
We got everything we need. What's our excuse?
You better preach, bro.
But think about it. As far as the Department of Education is concerned, right? Not to cut you off or anything like that, but it's our education. They're getting rid of our education. They're getting rid of our history. So it's time for us to pull the curtains back and actually find out everything that Black
Tracy,
people
it's
did.
been time. We have been playing.
Yeah,
we got
that's
soft and comfortable
That's
ever
true.
since the 60s. We moved out past the Beltway to Liberty Road. We get to shop at Towson Town. And we done forgot about Carlton Avenue
That's
and
true.
Collington.
That's true.
We done forgot about Holbrook and Hoffman. We're now on Orange Mills Boulevard.
Yeah, true.
And I love the county. But the struggle, they got a struggle out there. You got 30% Black county, Baltimore County, Randallstown, Woodlawn, Owens Mills. They have the potential to choose the next county executive. It could be a Black man, Julian Jones.
Yeah.
But we busy with boots on the ground.
Actually, I help out. Well, I'm sorry, I help
Yeah,
out.
if we can parlay it into something meaningful.
See, I'm helping out Julian Jones. I don't
And
understand.
he first got to help himself.
That's why it was like, I don't understand. So, yeah, I ain't going to say no about that then. At least you know. At least you
And
know.
who is there to replace Julian Jones? He's running. Who do we have on deck? All of them Black people out Liberty Road, out Owens Mills Boulevard, Woodlawn, Randallstown, they are the tax base. They push the county tax base above and beyond. All them Blacks buying them $300,000 houses out Owens Mills.
That part.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
part.
That is
I live out there. I know what you're
a
talking about.
significant contribution. But how many of us go to Towson to the county council meeting? There's a meeting right now for redistricting because sadly, Baltimore County and its conservative, funky self, they got 7 council members.
Yep.
Similar counties. They got 800,000 people in Baltimore County. Similar populations, Prince George's and Montgomery, they have 11 members. 11. You know what that means? They got more people to do the work. But in Baltimore County, we so worried about what African American becomes the little de facto council person. We get caught up in white people's mess instead of working together.
Correct.
Because
it was on the last bill for Baltimore County. It was on there to expand it to 11.
they expanded it to 2, but it should have been expanded to 4. But right now they're redoing the map. And if you live in Baltimore County, then you should know the hottest race is between Julian Jones and Izzy Patoka. Martin O'Malley's guy.
The crazy part about it is when I went to one of the campaign rallies for Julian Jones, it was a handful of people. And I know at least 4 of the people that were in there were not from Baltimore County. They were from Baltimore City. So we don't have a voice. We were there, but we don't have a
We
voice.
stopped showing up. I used to go to the PTA meetings in Owens Mills. A handful of people show up. But we show up for boots on the ground. We show up for jazzy summer nights.
They show up.
We show up
I hate to say it. There
with
was
the
one-
fans and everything. But we won't show up for a PTA meeting.
I
And
hate
you got kids.
But wait a minute, I hate to say it, but when I went to a line dance thing in Owens Mills, and there were more people there line dancing than it was at the council meeting.
You're making this point.
We don't even go to Towson. We don't even know where the county council chamber is. So you know what that means? That means we got real soft.
Mm-hmm. We don't care. Well, they don't care. I know.
But they show up. Baltimore County School Board show up. Them white women show up.
Mm-hmm.
Because they already know we are the sleeping giant. If we ever wake up, they in a world of trouble.
Yep.
But we busy at the happy hour. I ain't gonna say it no more.
No, you keep it real, man. Because I'm glad.
You see how fast we get on there with the fan and everything. Then they got Michelle Obama doing. She look like she need some potatoes and macaroni and cheese. Look a little light. But now they got everybody mimic reading a book.
Yeah.
Our kids can't read.
But again, that starts at home.
You realize when I talk to you or they text me, I realize it's like, you're not hiding an abbreviation.
Illiterate.
They can't.
They can't cite.
Yeah. Sure.
Nope. They can't even write cursive. What you talking
They
about?
took that out.
So whose fault is that? It's us. And let me tell you something. You know where Sunday school, the real meaning of Sunday school is? Think about it. That was the only day off in the days of slavery for black people.
Yep.
So that's when we want to go to school.
Yeah. And now we can't.
We're supposed to have some tutorials, some GED in the church.
Mm-hmm.
But they can work a phone.
Or they got the Marvin Sapp, close the door. They want the money. What I'm saying is the church got to get back on point.
They really do, man.
The church is supposed to be open 7 days a week.
Well, they control the power. They could be the cornerstone of turning things around.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Martin Luther King was. We forget the church wasn't with Martin Luther King.
No,
they weren't.
No, it wasn't.
No, they weren't.
The church wasn't with him.
Or Malcolm.
Nope.
No.
Or Medgar.
So we got to remember these courageous heroes and find that Medgar inside of us. Mm-hmm. Find that Malcolm inside of us. And each one reach. We know it. The elders, the ancestors have told us.
Yep.
Each one reach one, each one teach one.
Yep.
It's more than a saying. If it's only about me and I don't pass it on to nobody, I ain't, what good was I?
And that's another thing. It still stands true that it takes a village to raise one child.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to strangle your own kid.
Exactly.
And I say that jokingly. Sometimes your kids want to make you want to put hands on them. And then you got people who can't raise their kids telling you how to raise yours.
That part.
Timeout don't work.
No.
South of North Avenue. Timeout don't work.
No, it don't.
No, it doesn't.
So, wow, this is one of the most interesting and powerful. I got people chiming in and things.
Wow, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Agreeing with you.
But wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the part of what you really don't, what people need to watch by you, is that you can think complex. And you know why? Because you took the time to get the education. If you only hang on the corners, your thought process
I was on the corner.
I said only.
Oh, no.
You don't have to, you can't really intellectually compete with someone that is actually using their brain to do high-level thinking. And we need more of you. We need more family members to say, you know what, I think my kids should be doing ABCs and counting before kindergarten.
That's what happened.
Where are our priorities? What are our values? What do we really believe in?
Tracy, it is his interview.
No. I just wanted to stop you for a moment because we have some people that just logged into Facebook, and also we have more people listening to the radio. I know we said your name before. Could you state your name again and give your accreditations so when the people that just came on know who you are and how to follow you? Just really quick.
Bless your heart. Doni Glover, publisher of Bmore News.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. We also have BlackUSA.news.
Powerful, Black.
Okay.
Powerful.
Thank you.
Powerful.
That's all I wanted. Go ahead.
One of the reasons why I decided to do this was because, like, I got to do something. Just sitting back and just saying and pointing out the problems is not the solution. It begins with each one doing something, touching one. And this station, Tracy can tell you, we only been on like 6 weeks, and it's grown phenomenally. I mean, we can't rival you at EAA or Dr. K yet.
You should be in competition with yourself from yesterday.
Yes, sir.
That's who I have to compete with, my yesterday. I need to compete with that today, and then tomorrow compete with this day. I'm not competition, because God gave us all a purpose and a mission, and all God wants of us is for us to be our best. The same thing our parents want from us, for us to be our best.
So I noticed, like me, you start off in journalism. So I did the same thing. I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with it. So were you actually still doing journalism now?
30 years, 32 years or so.
Wow. Is it a full circle, or you just never stopped?
Yeah, I love it. It's nothing like finding what you love to do. I think that's the biggest frustration in people's lives. People are doing things quite often because they have to, not because they want to.
Exactly.
Being in business for myself, I've learned what the most precious thing you can own. Care to take a stab at it? What's the most important thing that you can own?
When we waiting?
I would say, your self-identity and your happiness.
Your time.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. You can have enough money. You can never have enough time.
To be able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it.
That part.
Then you own something. But a lot of us, and I've worked jobs. I had over 50 jobs. Everything from McDonald's to a brokerage firm.
Mention.
But ain't nothing like doing what you were put here to do.
Yep.
And I challenge everybody. Everybody has a gift, a purpose, if not 2 or 3. And when you do your purpose, when you follow your purpose with passion, it will lead you to peace.
Mm-hmm.
I ran those streets. Wasn't no peace in that for me.
No, it wasn't.
New York, Atlanta, Baltimore, D.C., rip racing and running, no peace. But as soon as I got to what I was called to do, then the blessings come. And then people will help you. My dad said, he gave me this advice. He said, Donnie, get out there and try. Somebody might see you, and they might even help you.
Yeah.
But you'll never know if you never try. I got up there, my first website, this lady tried to stick me up. One day I'm going to call her name. I don't feel like this. She ain't working. But she built the website for me. This is old, 99, 2000. And she wanted to charge me $150 a week or a month to do my updates. I say, lady, I'm from North Avenue. You know, I'm going to pay you. You're eating into my profit. Mm-hmm. And she wouldn't show me. Shame on her. So you know what I did? I went home to my computer and used Microsoft Publisher and published the ugliest website in the history of mankind. But you know what?
It was yours.
It was mine.
It worked. That's all it meant.
I got out there and this man, Julian Moore, God rest his soul, he's gone now. But he saw my website, he saw my vision, and he said, I'm going to help you. Now, he was like the McNair program. This cat put me in some training classes, and it was learning a whole new software. It's crazy, like Final Cut Pro. But I learned this Macromedia Dreamweaver. I had videos back in 02, 03, 04, long before. Right now we got the largest Black news video library in the country. We got 7,000 videos at Bmore News. We true to this, not new to this.
But wait a minute, hold up. Where can they find that Bmore News?
I was going to say the same thing.
Yes. Where can they find it?
Doni Glover on YouTube. Doni, D-O-N-I Glover on YouTube.
So I expect you to have a lot of subscribers starting tomorrow.
To God be the glory. And whatever we can do to help you, We will. I understand you coming to my birthday party. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much space you need? About this much. I want to make sure we hear all of that music. And you got to bring that machine there too.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, of course.
Of course.
We're gonna try to broadcast live there too.
I done told people you are.
Okay. Just making sure.
Okay.
Putting it out there for everybody here.
Next phase, you'll handle a bar. I'll be sure to buy you whatever you want.
Red Bull.
Matter of fact, we're giving you a Black Wall Street award that day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
I hear stuff like that all the time.
I told you that when Tracy got honored.
Yeah.
Because she said back then, was that 2 years now?
Yeah.
It's more than 2 years. Wasn't it? Yeah.
Well, she said
I don't even know what
that
to
we
do.
need to put you in the rotation. So
I did.
it only makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, look, my only objective is to take, like you, just like, you know what, let me take the gifts. You know what I mean? I don't have to have all of them. Just use the ones I have. And right now, I can go around and be the most open, loving person in the world, which is a key in our community because people don't trust people anymore. You know what I mean? So now people will follow and people are listening to what I say, you know what I mean? Those kind of things. And a lot of people don't understand. It began when I opened my arms up.
Go. Yeah.
I said, okay, you know what? If you're going to hurt me, you're going to hurt me. But you know what? I will never find out if I don't open up.
But you know what? A lot of people nowadays aren't used to feeling love. That's another part.
A lot of trauma. There's a lot of trauma in that. And so when you look at our lack of progress in certain areas, a lot of times it's because of trauma and the need for therapy. Get therapy. We need therapy.
Yep.
I have a therapist. I keep one.
And if your therapist don't have a therapist, get a new therapist.
Yeah, that's good because something wrong.
Because therapy is dumping in a safe place.
Yeah.
And to believe it, them therapists hear some crazy stuff, so they need a therapist too.
Yeah. They got to dump.
Like a soldier from a war zone, you got to debrief.
I kind of do that a lot on the street to talk to our Black community because somehow they believe that a therapist or psychology.
Don't buy that.
They think that you're crazy. It's like, no. This is to help you.
Who says that?
Everybody crazy.
If somebody is saying that, then they know that they're crazy.
Yeah, they do.
Because the conversation is too ubiquitous. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it.
Everybody, and they're afraid, especially Black men.
We've got reasons to be guarded. Yeah. America has done everything to tear us down, to emasculate us. You got women making more money than the man, so dude may not know how to handle that. So we need more men's rap sessions. Sisters befriend each other pretty well. We do need those safe places where we as men can talk.
But they gotta realize is that wealth isn't in your treasure. That's all I'm saying. Wealth, you get wealth in a whole lot of other places. And the people who depend on money as their wealth, just like you found your wealth when you started doing what you were supposed to do, what you were lined up to do by God. And that's when everything else started coming.
The money will come.
Right. But what they don't realize, a lot of people pin wealth on cash. Cash is not your wealth. Trust is your wealth. Having the right people around you is your wealth. Being in the right territory is your wealth. You need to figure out where you're supposed to be. And once you are where you're supposed to be, that's when your treasure will count. But that's what I found out about a lot of Black men. They don't realize what they're supposed to be doing because they shut that portion of their mind because they have to focus on this to get that when they can actually just focus on themselves. I'm sorry, not just Black men, a lot of Black women too. If they focus on themselves and grow the way they're supposed to grow and grow into what they're supposed to be doing, everything else lines up. And that's when you start getting the money. The money will come.
So this is one thing we got to touch. I don't know how much time we got here. But
it's my show.
America
it's 9:09, so.
America has 5% of the world's population. But we have 25% of the incarcerated people. I want to say it again. America has 5% of the world's population, but 1 in 4 incarcerated persons are here in the U.S. 40% of them Nearly 40% are black men, and black women are the fastest growing demographic. So what does that mean? That means, one, a 70% recidivism rate, 7 out of 10 going back to jail.
Mm-hmm.
It also means another 70% single mother households.
Yep.
So that means you have children, boys and girls, who are growing up a lot of times without fair, equal, good access to their dads for whatever reason. Brothers, if you made the baby, help raise the baby. Sometimes we don't get along after the baby's here, but for the sake of the child, we must be there. Nothing can stop us. Nothing should get in the way of us seeing our children. And if the mama don't act right, go to the school. Don't let anything stop you from being involved in your child. It means as much to a little girl as it means to a little boy. Our children grow. And I tell you, if I meet one more woman whose daddy wasn't in her life, I think I'll scream. Or there have been fathers who have raped their own daughters. There's a lot of trauma. You think about the mass incarceration, how much of that sexually deviant behavior comes back uptown after cat been locked up.
That's true.
This prison system incarcerates people 20, 30 years and then just put them back on the streets. Or they put people in solitary confinement and then put them right back on the streets. You have unhealed trauma. People coming from a war zone, essentially. Living under the same roof with you and baby girl.
That part. That part.
Yo, you speaking truth here. You know what I mean? It's
So we
just
as
part
a
of social conditioning.
And you remember Claudine?
The movie. Yes, the movie.
You don't remember Claudine, do you? You're too young.
I'm too young.
James Earl Jones was the trash man. He was dating the lady Claudine who had she was on welfare.
Yeah.
But when a social worker came around, he had to jump out the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
Couldn't be caught. The destruction of the black family.
That brings me to a conversation that I had told you about when we went to the Karis One show, and that person said he won fair and square. That's what he was talking about. You know, tell it. I took you to I took someone to a Karis One show, right? Black guy, and you know how Karis One is pro-black, you know, uplifting the black people and things of that sort. And someone said something about the person that we have in office right now. You already called me. The person that we have in office right now, one of the rappers, you know, we have to band together and stand together to get through this. And this one black man held his hand up talking about, I don't know what y'all talking about. He won fair and square. What does that have to do with anything? And then he's going to say, well, that's what I'm talking about. A woman can't live on welfare and have a black man stand with her. Stand with her. I was like, why would you say that here? This isn't the place, right? And then he was like, oh yeah, all black people are lazy. I was like, listen.
Why didn't they pick their own cotton?
Exactly. I was like,
excuse me. I was minding my business over there in the shores.
Right.
Shores of Africa. Why didn't you pick your own damn cotton?
Exactly. I'm like, so why would you?
I'm lazy.
Why would
sit down?
Why would you? No, this guy was black.
These white chefs.
No.
They can cook. Now you can cook.
No,
the Big Mama that cooked her famous recipe for 17 generations. You rotten scoundrels.
No, this guy was black that said that. And I was like,
they confused too.
I was like, what you need to do is stop putting the way that you see yourself on other people. Because I know I'm not lazy.
But that's trauma.
That's a lot of trauma. So
unhealed trauma.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and you're going to say something like that in a powerful place like this? And then expect for people to accept you? Even
a lot of us want attention too.
That's where
listen,
ladies.
Even the white people were looking at him like,
what
the hell are you talking about?
It's a PSA. Ladies, if you done took off all your clothes and you got 7 likes, just take the picture down.
Exactly.
Man, I love you, man. You just be calling straight out.
She got 7 likes. I mean, you could have got that with good morning, y'all.
Oh, with a hamburger.
Yeah, just take the picture down.
And that's one thing I cannot get about social media. Why do you have to do that? Why can't you just be yourself? You know, people will love you for being yourself, opposed to what you think. What you think people think that
I
you
don't
should
need
be.
to see your 78-year-old grandma twerking.
Exactly.
I don't
you
need
know?
to see that with my frosted flakes. Okay? Too much. It's too much.
Exactly. Um, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like,
My grandma was old.
listen.
She ain't had no tattoos. She was old. Sang in the choir. Sang out, the Lord's Prayer every Sunday. But now, and I ain't knocking it.
Yeah.
Now grandma got tattoos. Grandma more tatted up than Shorty on the corner.
Exactly. I'm to the point like,
Ain't you somebody's grandmother?
Boo boo, do you? I don't have to see it though. That's all I'm saying. Boo boo, do you? Don't show it to me.
I got something just for you.
Don't show it to me.
We read in the papers and hear on the air of killing and stealing and crime everywhere. We sigh and we say as we notice the trend. This younger generation, where will it end? But can we be sure that it's their fault alone? Are we less guilty who place in their way so many things that lead them astray? Too much money, too much idle time, too many movies of passion and crime, too many books not fit to be read, too much evil in what they hear said, too many children encouraged to roam, too many parents who won't stay at home. Kids don't write the movies, they don't write the books, they don't paint gay pictures of gangsters and crooks, they don't make the liquor, they don't make the laws, they don't make the cars, they don't make the bars, they don't make the drugs that muddle the brain. It's all done by older folk greedy for gain. Delinquent teenagers, how we condemn the sins of the nation. We blame on them. By the laws of the blameless, the Savior made known. Who is there amongst you to cast the first stone? For in so many cases, it's sad, but it's true. The title delinquent fits older folk too. I saw this man on Facebook today. He had a pair of platform shoes and they had goldfish in the bottom. I swear to me. Remember Huggy Bag?
Yeah, I remember Huggy Bag.
This wasn't Huggy Bag. This was 2025.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. I remember that.
What you just quoted? You wrote that?
No, that was on the walls of Paul Laurence Dunbar High School back in '83, the year I graduated.
I loved it, man. I loved it because it's so true. It's some real truth in it. It's real.
We can't blame the kids. They're mimicking what we show them.
Mm-hmm.
We allow them to see.
Yep.
They don't have any babysitters, and no gatekeeper saying. Remember, I couldn't watch 11 o'clock news when I was growing up.
Nope.
I like, no, Johnny Carson, come on, you can't watch that. And now
we're all guilty. There are women who let little girls cuss and think it's cute till that little girl turns 16 and start whipping her ASS. We think the little boy, that's nice, letting him be disrespectful out of gate. I mean, that wasn't happening in Lily Glover's household, let me tell you. Because my mother was the terrorist before Bin Laden was even thought of.
Solution.
Spank your kids.
You go to jail for that,
Spank them. Because my mother said this. You want them? Take them with you. We gotta stop playing into the system. Yep. Black men love these black women. Sisters are so mad at us with white girls. It's a big thing. I didn't know it. As soon as a cat get a multi-million-dollar contract and he on social media, that thing is traumatizing to black women. Don't matter what the sister doing. I'm telling you, we have such a bad track record. We got to get back to adoring that black woman. That's what we got to do. And we got to stop playing. Because we listen to the lyrics of the songs. It's all about hit it and quit. It's all about
That's all it's about.
And think about it. What happens then? Do you know I was in the Middle East? Let me give you this. I was in the Middle East, 2002. They had so many weddings. You know why they had so many weddings in Jordan? Because if a woman is found fornicating, not the man, the woman gets stoned to death. So this is what happens when we are so promiscuous, because we just want to hit it. That SEX, Sacred Energy Exchange. When you have given your sacred energy to every Tom, Dick, and Harry, it ain't sacred no more. That thing foul.
That's true.
Old. and you got to sit on the bench. You need some detox. You need some time by yourself. Why you keep going from person to person to person to person? Maybe instead of saying they ain't SHIT, maybe you ain't. Maybe your selection process ain't sugar, honey, and iced tea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we looking just at the booty and not at the personality or the intellect or the credit score. And then black men got to step up too, because if the women are stronger than ever before, they're a little more alpha.
Yeah.
So dude got to be a little bit more on his game.
Yeah.
She's been in a survival mode and she doesn't trust easily.
She's been through some stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they will call us female dogs opposed to, trying to uplift and generate themselves. Sometimes you got to match.
We better love that black. We better get, and it's the music. Think about it.
Oh,
we don't have no love making music no more.
Not at all.
We don't have no love. Have you listened to the list? And I see a sister in a car, and she knows all of the vulgar lyrics to the song. I saw these 10 young girls on the corner talking about the baddest B-I-T-C-H, the baddest. I'm the baddest. I'm the baddest.
But wait,
you're not a B-I-T-C. Where I come from, if you call the girl that, you're going to be fighting at the 3 o'clock bell.
That's true. That's true.
You're fighting. Now we call out, and listen, I am just as guilty, but you ain't going to catch me saying the N-word in public. You know why? Because to me, that I'm giving a white person permission to say that to me. And that's when I'm going to need my lawyer. Because if I say that, I'm a clock. I just want to caution white people, just because you see people getting away with saying the N-word, pay attention to the whole video, because they're not coming back with all of their teeth. You probably don't say it. Yeah. Don't say the N-word. But we got to stop saying it too, because that gives people permission.
Yeah.
Well,
like we can't post "We Love Black History" on Facebook, but we can't post the N-word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we got to stop putting so much time into social media. Facebook I had 200,000 followers. I was touching 4 to 6 million. Facebook, Zuckerberg, they took my page. I have no reason. I have no idea why. And then I realized, go put your energy into something else, more productive.
Yeah.
Why are we putting so much energy into some of these things, which mean absolutely nothing?
Well, I thought, and I'm sorry to cut you off. I thought to push the purpose of social media so we can become more social.
They monitor black people.
But now that you see the social media, we're not being social anymore. We're just
we're doing outlandish things to get likes, like taking off all our clothes. That part. She got 7 likes and she took off all her clothes. Delete that picture. Let's rethink this. Get a Chat GPT account and rethink it.
I'm like, how can we reconnect when the connection is not
person? Go back to in person.
Exactly. Let's go back into in person, and then that way people don't have to people won't monitor what you're saying, because we're talking a mono and mono.
This is the new fascination. We're all faced with it, and it can be addictive. Just like the PlayStation games. I didn't realize so many young brothers love that PlayStation.
Hours.
No, it's great. They're not just young.
I'm from the Atari generation where they had the tennis, the ping pong.
Right.
I mean, real talk. It's just killing your brain. It's like, you know what? Kids.
And we can't read.
We used to go out and play. Like, we did not still go run home and get on the game.
Punishment was you could not go outside.
Yeah, we would be upset.
Punishment is you have to go outside without your phone.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That is so crazy to me.
It's crazy is that when you go anywhere you go, I don't care if somebody's in line, I don't care if they're on a bus. Guess what they're doing? They're not talking. You sitting right next to me, but they are just constantly doing this. Just scroll.
The isolation.
That's cutting your brain off.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Because people wearing masks, right?
Mm-hmm.
If a person is wearing a mask, should their breath stink? And if they have any inkling that their breath stink, Why are they within your 3 feet with those H words burning the hair off your eyebrows?
That is so true.
wait.
And that was, I have to give it to you. That was the best thing about those masks, because then they were forced to smell their own breath and do something about it. I'm just saying. But yeah, that was you got a good point there.
Man, the future for Doni.
Yeah.
So.
Thursday, I get my master's degree from Morgan State University.
What? Congrats! Oh.
Y'all making me want to go back to school, and I don't want to go back to school.
I
went to
never
school
want to
kicking and
stop.
screaming.
I love education. I just love knowledge. I just couldn't afford it.
I'm getting my street education right now.
Morgan has a program called Morgan Completes You.
Okay.
And if you have any credits, you can get on up out of there in a nice short period of time. Morgan Completes You.
I mean, to be honest, I never wanted to stop. I would have been a lifetime student because I just love knowledge. It's just something about when your brain is working in that mode. It's like nothing. Everything has a solution. Everything has like your math. Remember, you had to show the work. Everything has something you can show the work, how you got there. I used to sit in class and say, I'm not dumber than a white person. I said, what do they have that I don't have? I said, you know what? They study harder. They was raised different. It's like, you know what?
They weren't raised different.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, but they had a better education.
We can too. I went to Poly.
Yeah.
I learned going from Lamel to Poly. This 77, 79.
Mm-hmm.
That, 79 to 81. Yes, we have to give up going outside.
Mm.
That's why I went to Poly, not to Walbrook. If I went to Walbrook, I'd have been smoking weed, drinking Bacardi every day.
Walbrook used to be that school.
Yeah, it was. I knew everybody there. But at Poly, the A course, algebra 2, trig, physics by the 10th grade,
Yeah.
you're using the brain. That means I can't go outside.
Yes. Right.
During the week and the weekend, I need to be putting even more time doing these theorems over and over and over and talk. So we can do it. Remember, we used to outperform everybody.
Yep. That's why they changed education.
We had to.
Yeah, we had to.
That's why they changed.
They got access. They got exposure.
Yep.
But anything we get into, we dominate.
Yep.
Even hockey. Who do you think invented ice skating backwards? I just get a clue.
Well, black people invented hockey.
So we invented skating backwards on ice. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that the Moors, that black people ran Spain and Portugal for 800 years.
Mm-hmm.
They won't tell you that. They won't tell you that we did not first come here in the bottom of a slave ship, but we came here 14,000 years ago.
Yeah, because how did they bring a black person here and a black person could actually speak to the natives and hear what they were talking about? But you don't know that part.
Columbus didn't discover anything.
No.
He discovered a bathroom, maybe.
There you go.
And disease and pestilence.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, some of the key things I think I want to underline is that you said it all be, and Tracy said it begins in the home. I mean, you and I both said if I came home with a D, I was in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me go and study.
I didn't need my parents to tell me that was bad. I knew better.
Right.
I wanted better.
Yeah.
The hell with that. I wasn't bringing home no D.
Right.
D?
Me? Well, it's passion. What?
Nope.
Now, we took pride in our work. We took pride in our handwriting. Shout out to Matthew Alexander Henson Elementary School. That's where it all started. Did my first broadcast there.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely.
Well, are we going to final close up? Tracy, what time is it?
It is. Yeah, I was great. It's 9:30. I was going to do this.
Man, you got to come back.
Yeah.
You gotta. A lot of people are busy at work or something. They're going to see this and they're going to wish they saw it live. Yeah. I mean, you're welcome to definitely come back in. Now, I feel your spirit. Now I can lay out where we're going.
So for those on in Radio Land that actually can't see Doni Glover, I am going to edit this and put it on YouTube so you guys can revisit it. But we do need you to state your name again, how they can get in contact with you. What's the next Black Wall Street Award? What's the next thing that you have, on deck? How we can help support you and, start pushing more subscribers to actually experience the man Doni Glover.
Bless your heart.
They say the engineer said you're too far from the mic.
I'm too far away. Mm-hmm. Okay, Doni, Doni Glover. Website, bmorenews.com. Email is Doni, Doni at bmorenews.com. Cell number 443-858-2684. Next event is Doni Glover 6.0 on June 27th. I turn the big 6-0.
Yeah.
And how can they find your books?
So there's Unapologetically Black, there's I Am Black Wall Street, and there's Journalpreneur by Doni Glover on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
Okay. And is there anything else you want to say before we start closing up?
I'll share with you the words my dad left me with. He said, with a closed hand, nothing gets in, nothing gets out. Mm. With an open hand, there are endless possibilities. The moral to the story is to help somebody.
Tracy, once again, an enjoyable show.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have the stun gun. I have a stun gun under here. I was hitting there with it.
I usually get on my soapbox, especially as far as politics.
She's passionate. I'm not saying it's that. It's just that when she go, she go.
Yeah,
and this has been one fantastic thing, man. And if you can make suggestions for other people like you, you know what I mean? Hey, introduce me, we'll bring them in.
Yeah.
We try to help anybody in the community, any small business. Hey, if you selling pancakes somewhere and you can't get the word out, call us up and we'll bring you on the show. And don't let you bring us a pancake.
Yeah, I like blueberry syrup. Come on.
You get what I'm saying. So this whole thing is starting to paramount to something that we didn't even see coming. You know, what I mean? We thought it was about being about music, but I can count how long I did music on the show.
Yeah.
By the interesting guests that God is kind of putting in our path. You know what I mean? And I've had the fortune to watch this stuff happen. So, any final thing to say before I yield back my time?
That be nice. Be nice to somebody. Make somebody's day. No matter what you're going through, know somebody's got it worse. And the very fact that we're alive. I saw my grandson play baseball Saturday.
Wow.
That's all I needed. Maybe a coffee to go with it. But just seeing him play, just to be alive. Look how many cats 60 years old from West Baltimore, East Baltimore, they not here. Or they over to jail.
Yeah.
Or they're strung out. I'm blessed, man.
That's a great thing.
But, oh, man, last weekend I had a chance to dance with my 87-year-old mother on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And they was giving me a Lifetime Achievement Award, but that trumped all of that. It trumped it all. It's like, you know what, 87 years, and she said, she came to me and said, I want to dance. I was like, okay, Ma, let's do this. So these kind of things, the little things
mean so much.
It means a lot.
Never take life for granted.
So I'm Thommy Davis, and this is
Tracy Stevens, your co-host, and I would like to close out by saying thank you both for being such a blessing to me, and also the ones in Powerful I Know Radio Land and also on Facebook. And
man, do you notice her glasses match her shirt?
Yeah,
she's always like that. She has a whole eyeglass collection she made.
Yeah. I'm an artist, so my glasses right. But
you can do a whole show on Tracy. Tracy's a phenomenal woman. Phenomenal.
I don't like to talk about myself, but I like to fight for social justice, and I'm that person in the background that screams real loud, and everybody's trying to figure out where did that voice come from. That's me.
Besides her and Davis side.
Yeah, but
she's phenomenal. You already know that you gave her an award twice.
As far as hard work is concerned, a lot of people don't know that I've actually sold hard work, and most people seen something that I did, being graphic or video or something like that worldwide. If you look at me on paper, I look like a white man, but it's a little black girl.
Well, Tracy, it's an honor just to
But-
be your friend. I want you to know it.
Oh, but when I'm sitting in a room with people like this, it makes it all the stuff that I step back and let you guys do and be the background person well worth it, because I know you guys are doing the work. But just in case if y'all need somebody get beat up,
She ain't lying.
y'all know why.
Get on tour. She kicked people off the stage.
Yeah.
She actually jumped on the stage and pushed them off the stage.
Yeah, so if you need some
Wow.
but
I'm Thommy Davis, and thank you for listening in. And we want to thank you again for coming into the show.
Thank you for having me.
Come back. You know what? And we're also you're back on top. Yeah, I'm ready.
so you were listening to the Thommy Davis Show. We are on Powerful 1 Radio. We come on. Keep saying, I hate when people say that. We come on from 7:30 to 9:30. Sometimes it goes a little long. And again, please download the app, because we sound so much better in stereo. Have a great night.